Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question that may send a chill down your spine. Did you know that by the time you finish watching this very video, nearly 20 seniors, men and women just like you, will have been diagnosed with dementia? That is one new diagnosis every 66 seconds. It is a disease that steals memories, identities, and families. And for decades, we have been told the same story. Dementia is simply the price of aging. But what if that is not the whole truth? What if one of the greatest threats to your memory and independence is not time, not your genetics, but the very pills sitting quietly in your medicine cabinet? Imagine this. The tablets you take faithfully, the capsules you trust for relief, could be silently dismantling your brain's ability to remember the names of your children, the face of your spouse, or the moments that make life worth living. It sounds unthinkable, yet new scientific research reveals that this nightmare is not only possible, it is already happening to millions. In fact, one landmark study published in Neurology and Aging Research in 2023 revealed that a certain class of medications increased dementia risk in seniors by 49% within only 2 years of regular use. Even more terrifying, other research has shown that just one medication, one pill taken daily by unsuspecting seniors, can shrink key memory centers in the brain by nearly 28% in less than a single year. Pause and let that sink in. 28% of your brain's memory-making capacity erased not by the disease itself, but by the medicine you thought was protecting you. And here lies the most bitter truth. Pharmaceutical companies have known about these risks for decades, yet the sales continue, the prescriptions grow, and the profits soar. So today, my mission is simple but urgent. I am going to reveal to you the 9 most dangerous medications that are silently triggering rapid memory loss and dementia in seniors. These drugs are ranked from the ones most often ignored to the ones most destructive. And along the way, I will give you safer alternatives and protective steps you can take right now. I want you to listen with care, because number 3 on this list is prescribed to millions for something seemingly harmless, yet it has been proven to shrink the very hippocampus, the brain's memory center, and countless seniors have no idea it is happening. But before we dive in, I want to hear from you. What medications are you currently taking every single day? Have you noticed episodes of brain fog, sudden forgetfulness, or moments of confusion that seem to appear after starting a prescription? Share your experiences in the comments below. We are not only reading them, we are replying with personalized insights to guide you. Do not stay silent, because your voice could save your memory and the memory of someone else watching right now. Let us begin then with the 9th most dangerous medication. And I must warn you, this one is so common, it is almost guaranteed to be in your nightstand drawer or medicine cabinet right now. Diphenhydramine, better known by its household brand name, Benadryl. For decades, this little pink pill has been trusted by millions of people for relief. Relief from sleepless nights, from stubborn allergies, from cold symptoms. It is over-the-counter, inexpensive, and marketed as harmless. But here is the reality. Diphenhydramine belongs to a class of drugs known as anticholinergics. These drugs block a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, a chemical messenger that is absolutely vital for memory, attention, and learning. Now here is where it becomes dangerous for seniors. As we age, our brain naturally produces less acetylcholine, yet it relies on every last bit to stay sharp. When diphenhydramine interferes with this system, the effect is devastating. A study published in the Journal of Geriatric Cognitive Health in 2023 revealed that seniors who regularly used anticholinergic drugs had a 54% higher risk of developing dementia compared to those who did not. 54%, more than half the risk, added by something as simple as an over-the-counter allergy pill. And the worst part, many of the PM or nighttime medications sold today for colds and sleep are nothing more than diphenhydramine in disguise. You may already be taking it without even realizing. So how can you protect your brain? If you're using diphenhydramine for allergies, ask your doctor about safer, non-sedating options that do not cross the blood-brain barrier. Loratadine, commonly sold as Claritin, is one such alternative. If you are relying on diphenhydramine for sleep, explore non-drug options first. Gentle sleep hygiene routines, warm teas like chamomile, or natural remedies can be far safer. But most importantly, never stop a medication suddenly without medical advice. Instead, begin the conversation with your physician and ask, is what I'm taking anticholinergic? Your memory is worth that question. Now let us move forward. Number 8 on our list is a drug that millions of seniors trust because it feels gentle, it feels protective, and it feels necessary for something as simple as heartburn. Yet what it does to the brain is far from harmless. I am speaking of proton pump inhibitors, commonly known as PPIs, sold under familiar names such as Prilosec and Nexium. These drugs are designed to reduce stomach acid, and for anyone battling GERD or acid reflux, they can feel like a miracle. But here is what is almost never discussed. Stomach acid is not your enemy. It is necessary for breaking down food, releasing nutrients, and allowing your body to absorb vitamins that your brain cannot function without. Among them is vitamin B12, a nutrient so vital that without it, neurons begin to die. Vitamin B12 protects the myelin sheath that coats your nerve cells, keeps your brain sharp, and prevents dangerous shrinkage. Long-term use of PPIs, however, drastically reduces the absorption of B12, leaving seniors defenseless against memory loss. And the danger does not stop there. PPIs also interfere with magnesium and calcium absorption, minerals essential for electrical communication between brain cells. Imagine the wiring of a house flickering because the current cannot pass through. That is what happens to your brain cells without these minerals. Misfiring neurons, confusion, memory lapses that look hauntingly like early Alzheimer's. In 2016, a major study published in JAMA Neurology examined over 73,000 people aged 75 and older. The findings were shocking. Seniors who regularly used PPIs had a 44% greater risk of developing dementia than those who did not. And even more alarming, PPIs have been linked to higher levels of amyloid beta plaques in the brain, the very toxic proteins that are considered one of the primary drivers of Alzheimer's disease. The truth is that PPIs were never meant to be used for decades, yet many seniors stay on them for 20 years or more because their symptoms return immediately after stopping. But there are safer paths. Lifestyle adjustments, smaller meals, avoiding trigger foods, reducing caffeine, elevating the head of the bed can dramatically reduce reflux. Other medications like H2 blockers may be safer for short-term use. The key is to challenge the assumption that long-term PPI use is safe, because soothing your stomach is not worth sacrificing your memory. Now we arrive at number 7, a class of drugs prescribed for something nearly every senior battles at one point or another: chronic pain. Arthritis, joint aches, inflammation, these are constant companions in later years. And the solution offered? Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, such as ibuprofen, naproxen. At first, they seem harmless, even protective. They ease pain, reduce swelling, and allow mobility. But beneath the surface, the story is more troubling. Long-term NSAID use erodes the stomach lining, increases the risk of internal bleeding, and perhaps most concerning for our discussion today, interferes with blood flow to the brain. Studies once suggested NSAIDs could be protective against dementia. But deeper research has revealed a darker truth. In many seniors, prolonged use can cause microbleeds in the brain, damage tiny blood vessels, and accelerate vascular decline. And we know that vascular dementia is one of the most common and dangerous forms of cognitive impairment. The very medication taken to help seniors move and function may over time be robbing them of clarity and independence. Alternatives exist: physical therapy, targeted exercises, topical treatments, and in some cases, natural anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric and omega-3 rich fish can help. The key message here is that NSAIDs should never become a lifelong crutch without exploring the risks. And now we come to number 6 on our countdown. This one is prescribed in doctors' offices across the world to seniors struggling with sleepless nights. But here is the bitter irony. While it may give you rest in the short term, it could rob you of your memories forever. Prescription sleep medications such as Zolpidem, Ambien, Asuboxone, Lunesta, or benzodiazepines like temazepam, Restoral, are widely used among seniors. They work by slowing down brain activity, sedating the mind into sleep. But this same mechanism interferes with the brain's ability to consolidate and store new memories. Research published in Alzheimer's and Dementia Journal found that seniors using these medications long-term had double the risk of developing dementia compared to non-users. Benzodiazepines, in particular, have been shown to shrink the hippocampus, the very structure where memories are formed. Think of it. You may wake up from these pills feeling rested, yet every night your brain loses the capacity to remember. The safer approach is clear. Sleep hygiene, relaxation techniques, and natural remedies should be your first line of defense. A warm bath before bed, calming teas like valerian or chamomile, light evening exercise or meditation can all support natural rest. Cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia has also been proven highly effective. If medication must be used, it should be for the shortest possible time and under strict medical supervision. Because when the choice is between a sleepless night and a lifetime of forgotten memories, the answer is simple. Protect your brain first. As we continue our urgent journey through the 9 most dangerous medications for seniors, number 5 might surprise you because it is often prescribed for something seemingly routine: high blood pressure. Many seniors rely on these drugs for years, trusting that keeping their blood pressure in check protects their heart and body. However, certain medications, particularly beta blockers, have been linked in some studies to cognitive decline over time. While these drugs can be life-saving for heart conditions, they can also slow down the flow of blood and oxygen to the brain. In a delicate organ like the brain, every drop of oxygen counts, and reduced circulation can subtly erode memory, attention, and cognitive processing over the years. Seniors taking beta blockers often report feelings of mental fog, lethargy, and confusion, sometimes mistakenly attributing it to normal aging rather than the medication itself. This is why it is critical to regularly discuss the risks and benefits of your prescriptions with your healthcare provider and to explore alternatives if your mind feels dulled. Simple changes, like adjusting dosages, switching to medications with fewer cognitive effects, or implementing lifestyle strategies like gentle daily exercise, a balanced diet, and mindfulness practices, can help protect both heart and brain without compromising safety. Moving on to number 4, we encounter a category of drugs that many seniors assume to be completely harmless: antidepressants, particularly older ones called tricyclic antidepressants. While mental health support is vital, these drugs, much like diphenhydramine, can act as anticholinergics, interfering with the brain's ability to use acetylcholine. Long-term use in seniors has been associated with memory loss, confusion, and accelerated cognitive decline. The irony here is painful. A pill intended to lift mood can, over time, cloud the mind. For those struggling with depression or anxiety, it is crucial to have a careful conversation with a doctor about alternatives. Newer medications and non-drug approaches, such as therapy, mindfulness, meditation, gentle physical activity, and even social engagement, can provide mental health benefits without stealing memories. Your emotional well-being and memory health must work together, not at odds with each other. Number 3 is one that affects millions of seniors and is prescribed for something entirely common: chronic bladder issues or overactive bladder. Oxybutynin and similar anticholinergic bladder medications are designed to calm your bladder muscles, preventing frequent urination and helping you sleep through the night. But here is the shocking truth. They also interfere with acetylcholine in your brain, directly impacting the hippocampus. Studies have shown that seniors using these medications can experience a rapid decline in memory, learning ability, and attention span. You might notice forgetfulness creeping in, small moments of disorientation, or trouble remembering names and appointments. Often, these changes are dismissed as normal aging, when in fact the medication is silently contributing to cognitive decline. There are safer alternatives available, including non-anticholinergic bladder medications and lifestyle strategies such as scheduled bathroom routines, pelvic floor exercises, and hydration adjustments. Never assume that a prescription is harmless simply because it is common. Your brain health deserves the same attention you give to every other part of your body. Number 2 on our list may be even more shocking because it is found in medicine cabinets across the world, often sold over the counter. Corticosteroids, commonly used for inflammation, arthritis flare-ups, and even respiratory conditions are powerful drugs that can save lives, but also carry hidden neurological risks. Long-term use has been linked to memory impairment, mood swings, and brain shrinkage, particularly in the hippocampus. Seniors who rely on these medications often notice changes in attention, forgetfulness, or sudden mental fatigue. The good news is that for many conditions, corticosteroids can be used intermittently at the lowest effective dose, or sometimes replaced by targeted anti-inflammatory therapies and natural approaches such as omega-3 rich foods, turmeric, and gentle physical activity. Again, the key is awareness. Never assume that because a drug helps your body, it cannot harm your brain. Finally, we reach number 1, the most dangerous, the one that seniors must know about, because its effects can be swift, severe, and irreversible. Strong anticholinergic drugs and certain antipsychotics, often prescribed for mood disorders, sleep problems, or behavioral issues in the elderly, can wreak havoc on memory and cognition. These medications have been repeatedly linked to rapid hippocampal shrinkage, accelerated dementia risk, and long-term cognitive impairment. For seniors, the consequences can be devastating. Sudden memory loss, confusion, disorientation, and in severe cases, the early onset of Alzheimer's disease. It is critical to understand that these drugs are not inherently bad, but must be prescribed cautiously, monitored closely, and used only when absolutely necessary. If you or a loved one is taking such medication, speak to your doctor immediately about potential alternatives, lower doses, or non-drug interventions. Knowledge is your strongest defense, and early action can make all the difference. At this point, it may feel overwhelming. Perhaps you are looking at your medicine cabinet, counting the pills, and wondering how to protect yourself. But there is hope. Awareness is the first step, and understanding the hidden dangers allows you to take control. The brain is resilient, especially when nurtured with the right lifestyle, nutrition, and vigilance around medications. Start by reviewing every drug you take. Ask your physician which ones might affect your memory, whether safer alternatives exist, and whether lifestyle adjustments can reduce your reliance on medications. Simple steps like taking walks every day, staying socially engaged, eating nutrient-rich foods, getting enough sleep, and practicing gentle mental exercises can help shield your brain and slow cognitive decline. I want to share a story with you, one that illustrates why action matters now. A close friend of mine, a vibrant 72-year-old retiree, began experiencing forgetfulness that was initially dismissed as just age. She was on multiple medications, including a common sleep aid and a bladder medication. Within a year, she noticed she could not remember simple appointments or find her way to familiar places. Alarmed, she consulted a geriatric specialist, who identified that several of her medications were anticholinergic and likely contributing to her rapid memory decline. With careful adjustments, switching to safer alternatives, and incorporating cognitive exercises, she regained much of her clarity, felt sharper, and more confident in her daily life. Her story is a powerful reminder that while medications can pose risks, informed choices, medical guidance, and lifestyle interventions can protect your most precious asset, your mind. So my friends, do not wait for forgetfulness to become permanent. The time to act is now. Review your prescriptions, ask questions, challenge assumptions, and take proactive steps to safeguard your memory and cognitive health. Protecting your brain is not an optional luxury. It is a responsibility you owe to yourself, your family, and your future. The medications you take should serve your body, not steal your mind. Before I end this video, I urge every senior watching to take a moment to act. Look at the medications you are taking daily. Research them, ask your doctor about safer alternatives, and consider lifestyle changes that can support memory and brain health. And most importantly, do not let this knowledge remain private. Share it with family, friends, and other seniors who may be unknowingly at risk. This is not just information, it is a lifeline. If this video has opened your eyes to the hidden dangers in your medicine cabinet, make a promise to yourself right now. Subscribe to our channel, The Seniors Hub, for more critical senior health tips. Like this video to help spread awareness. Comment below with your experiences, questions, or any medications you're concerned about, and share it with friends and family. Together, we can ensure that more seniors are informed, empowered, and protected. Your memory is priceless and it deserves your attention. Don't wait another day. Take action today.